So when it's summertime in North America, it's not uncommon to see polo shirt outfits being worn on the street, usually in a certain combination. Department store polo shirt worn with khaki pants, usually poorly fitting, maybe too loose, too baggy, and as footwear, usually something like white tennis shoes. So this combination in America has become stigmatized. It's become a joke or an object of mockery. It's associated with business casual wear in the worst sense. So what we're going to do today is to take the polo shirt out of that association into the more lofty sartorial realm by giving some tips on how to wear them effectively. The first piece of advice I have is to avoid buying department store polos. These tend to be ill-fitting. They have rough material, not the highest quality material or make. So avoid those in favor of what you might find in menswear boutiques, usually by European makers, often Italian-made polos. Thinking of brands like Gran Sasso, Sunspell in the UK, Morgano also in Italy. So these will give you better materials, better fit, higher quality looks. Number one tip. The second tip, and related to the first, find polo shirts that have higher end material in terms of the buttons. Buttons can be seen as a very small part of a polo shirt, but has a great impact. Typical department store polo usually have plastic buttons. You go to higher end boutique polos, they will have mother of pearl, they will have something like horn. So these will elevate the polo shirt and give them a more refined look. Third, go with polo shirts that have a ribbed hem at the bottom. So this is a border of fabric kind of elasticized around the waist of the polo. And what it does is it kind of finishes off the bottom of the polo shirt and gives it a cleaner look. The opposite of this would be the straight hem, in which the fabric of the polo just drops straight down to your hip area. Nothing wrong with that, but it does have more of a casual air to it, whereas the finishing done by a ribbed hem will help to elevate the polo by adding detail to it and a little more complexity. So while you want to have a ribbed hem, you probably don't want to have a pocket. To me, pockets make polo shirts more ordinary. They keep them in the realm of sort of golf dad, suburban dad. So if you want to go with something more sartorial, go with a clean, pocketless polo shirt. I might even suggest going with a buttonless polo shirt, which is my personal favorite. I'm wearing buttons here today, and that's fine, but minimalist, buttonless can also lift a polo shirt look. Next, choose colors for your polo shirt that are within the realm of classic men's tailoring, by which I mean what you might wear for a suit color and in a business setting. Yes, polo shirts are relaxed and kind of the opposite of business wear, but choosing colors from the tailoring palette for business will make your polo shirts look a little bit more formal, a little bit more refined, a little bit more polished. So I'm thinking of navy, I'm thinking of dark brown, dark olive, and my particular favorite is black for polo shirts. Also, in terms of color, I would avoid white and light colored polos in general if you want to go with a refined look. White is very sporty, associated with tennis in particular, and so does not elevate your look. In addition, it will tend to show through. You'll see nipple, you'll see chest hair. That's something you generally want to avoid if you want to create a polished impression. After that, look at different materials of polo shirts. Department store polos will be cotton for the most part. Maybe they'll say Pima cotton or Egyptian cotton, but try to mix it up more and use more refined materials. I'm thinking of cotton blends, so cotton linen, cotton silk, cotton cashmere. Thinking also merino wool as a polo shirt fabric. These are great for summer. People don't think of them as being summer fabrics, but they're also definitely those fabrics that are associated with tailoring. And as such, they have elevated associations. If I mention merino wool, if I mention silk, if I mention cashmere, you immediately have a sense that these are refined, lofty fabrics, and they do convey that when you wear them as a polo shirt. Lastly, in terms of polo shirts, make sure you get them at the right length. If you're doing a straight hem polo where the fabric goes right down to your hips, you want to make sure that it lies at the right height. Otherwise, if it goes down to your thighs or your lower hips, it's going to look long. It's going to look like a nightshirt and kind of ridiculous. Even with polo shirts that have the ribbed hem at the bottom, you want to make sure that they end roughly at the upper hips, because if you have ones that are really long, you're trying to lift them up to rest at your waistline or your hip area. If there's a lot of excess material due to the added length, they will bunch up and give you this sort of spare tire look at your stomach, which will not be flattering, will not be clean. So try to get them at the right length. Yes, you can have them altered by a tailor or a specialist who can shorten knitwear, but not the easiest process, and also different an investment of time and money that you may not want to bother with. So again, select ones looking at the measuring charts that will fit you and end where you want them to on your body. So moving down to the next item in the polo shirt outfit, we have the trousers. So typically this would be khakis, but you want to choose pants that are different, that are more refined. As an example, today I'm wearing Gurkha trousers. These have pleats, double pleats. They have a wide waistband. They have an asymmetrical fastening system, a buckle at the side. So they add extra drama and interest and elevation to the outfit. If Gurkha trousers are too much for you, you can do a flat front with side adjusters. That will also add some interest and drama to what you're wearing beyond your normal chino or your pair of jeans. Now, when you're wearing these more refined, more tailored trousers, a thing that can come up is whether you should tuck in or leave your polo shirt untucked. Either way works. If you choose the right length, as I said earlier, then untucked will be perfectly fine. It is a little bit more casual than tucking in, and there are some menswear bloggers who propose that you should always tuck in your polo shirts if you want to wear them sartorially. I find that either works, but let me know in the comments as well what you think on this issue. Obviously, the length matter that I raised earlier would only pertain to having an untucked polo shirt. If you tuck it in, then it doesn't really matter how long the polo is. And that can be a way of solving the issue of buying polo shirts that happen to be too long. And finally, in terms of footwear, sneakers are out. Yes, there are sort of sartorial sneakers that are sold. I don't really like those. What I would suggest is wearing a slip-on shoe in suede. And you can use the suede to match what you're wearing in terms of color for your polo shirt. So navy shirt, navy slip-ons. These are comfortable, they're summery, but they're also not too formal and not as casual as sneakers. They're kind of in the in-between area between the two. Loafers might be too fancy, though they're an option as well. But I like these slip-ons as being the middle ground between the sneaker and the loafer in terms of the continuum of what you could wear with a polo shirt outfit. And finally, and perhaps most easily, what you can do to lift your outfit to a sartorial level with a polo shirt is to put on a sport coat. And here's where the collar matters as well. You want to have a decent collar. Some polo shirts, like those sold by Permanent Style and Kent Wong, are known for having more of a shirt collar to them, like a standard button shirt. So if you know you're going to be wearing a jacket on top, you might choose those in particular. But if it's a little bit cool, if you're by the sea, if you're going out in the evening, throwing on that jacket immediately elevates your outfit, makes it kind of date-worthy or party-worthy, and gives it that sartorial flair. Okay, so those are some quick tips on how to elevate your polo shirt outfit for the summer. Let me know what you think. Like the video if you found it useful. Follow us at Gentlemen Scholars Club. Subscribe on YouTube for more discussion of style ideas, classic menswear, and niche topics that come to my mind that you probably will not see on other menswear channels. As always, thanks for viewing.